Imagine a vast space filled with people, each striving for success and dreaming of recognition. Some choose a path of honesty, sustained effort, and deep self-respect, tirelessly working and believing that truth always triumphs. Others take shortcuts, employing lies, cunning, and manipulation, willingly trampling over the interests of others for their own gain. Paradoxically, it is often the latter who end up at the top. Think of countless stories where honest, hard-working, and worthy individuals lose battles for power and success to those accustomed to ruthless actions free from moral constraints. Consider an employee who diligently works on a project for years, only to witness promotions and rewards go to a colleague skilled at flattery and political maneuvering. Or a business owner who produces a high-quality product but remains overshadowed by a competitor who shamelessly resorts to false promises and aggressive advertising. These situations provoke an essential question: could moral principles actually be a weakness? Does being decent and fair truly mean willingly accepting defeat? Life often shows that those who act quickly, without doubts or overthinking the consequences of their actions, win critical battles for resources, recognition, and influence. Over time, one can conclude that success and power are inevitably linked to a willingness to compromise moral principles. This is not accidental. Rather, it is a pattern deeply ingrained in society's fabric and human psychology. The philosophy of Friedrich Nietzsche sheds light on this phenomenon through his concept of two moralities: the morality of the strong and the morality of the weak. The former is based on confidence, ambition, and the drive to dominate, while the latter values modesty, obedience, and self-sacrifice. This idea helps explain why power often falls into the hands of those who do not hesitate or worry about others. In the evening, gazing upon brightly lit city streets, one might reflect on the possibility that we've spent our entire lives following imposed rules, believing in ideals that don't always lead to victory. This raises a crucial question: should we remain true to our values, risking being left behind, or adapt our approach, learning to wield power and influence without losing inner dignity and human integrity? In a society where the rules change daily and success often favors those who act swiftly and decisively, it becomes crucial not only to uphold one's values, but also to master strategic thinking. People often confuse morality with naivety, believing honesty and integrity will automatically bring recognition. However, to avoid becoming a victim of circumstances, one must cultivate the art of strategic balance. Consider an example of a promising startup that lost an investment round to its competitor. The losing team firmly believed that the quality and innovativeness of their product spoke for itself. They avoided bold statements and refrained from exaggerating their project's capabilities. Conversely, their competitor successfully employed an aggressive marketing strategy, capturing investors' attention with dazzling promises and confident presentations, often disconnected from factual reality. The result was clear. The investment went to those who presented themselves more convincingly, albeit through less than honest means. This does not imply one should entirely abandon their principles for success. Yet, it's essential to understand that the world rarely rewards those operating purely on principle. It's far more effective to maintain a solid moral foundation while developing strategic skills to compete equally with those unafraid of compromise. Nietzsche's philosophy provides an intriguing approach to solving this dilemma. His idea that true strength lies in the ability to overcome oneself can be a key to understanding how to maintain dignity while achieving victory. Genuine power doesn't involve destroying others' positions, but continually developing one's own capabilities and moving beyond familiar boundaries. History offers numerous examples of individuals balancing ethics and pragmatism to achieve extraordinary results. Steve Jobs, for instance, had a reputation for being challenging and sometimes unpleasant to interact with. Nevertheless, his uncompromising business approach, combined with unique creative intuition, made him one of the most successful innovators of our time. Jobs knew when to apply forceful tactics without sacrificing his broader vision. Consider politics. Winston Churchill, during World War II, frequently made tough and unpopular decisions, eliciting criticism and misunderstanding. Yet, his resolve and ability to avoid illusions enabled Britain to endure severe challenges. Churchill never betrayed his conscience, but never allowed principles to make him passive. These examples illustrate that success does not demand a blind abandonment of morality, but a strategic approach where internal values align with practicality and the willingness to act firmly when necessary. True wisdom lies in being flexible, yet remaining authentic. The world doesn't promise fairness or honesty, but this doesn't mean we must accept rules dictated by others. It's vital to recognize that victory doesn't belong to the ruthless or unscrupulous, but to those who adapt, think several steps ahead, and make difficult decisions without losing human dignity. Thus, the key to success becomes the ability to use strength and influence consciously, without cruelty or deceit, yet without naivety. Those capable of walking this path will not only achieve recognition and success, but also maintain respect for themselves and others. In a world where success often favors not the most honest or fair individuals, but those who are most adaptive and decisive, it's crucial to realize that true strength originates not from external circumstances, but within oneself. The ability to overcome personal fears, doubts, and internal barriers is what truly makes a person successful and influential. Frequently, we observe people with outstanding talents remaining unnoticed simply because they fear stepping forward or making decisions perceived as too risky. Conversely, those who dare to move forward even amidst uncertainty usually achieve their goals. This doesn't imply abandoning one's principles. On the contrary, genuine inner strength lies precisely in the capacity to uphold moral guidelines while preventing fears and doubts from paralyzing one's will. Consider an athlete preparing for the Olympic Games. He confronts injuries, exhaustion, and immense psychological pressure. Every day, he must overcome himself, resist temptations, and train despite pain and fatigue. Yet, it is precisely this daily struggle with oneself and personal weaknesses that makes him a champion. Victory results not merely from physical preparation, but from internal determination and the ability not to give up where others falter. Similarly, in business, a company leader making a tough decision to downsize staff to save the enterprise faces profound internal conflict. They must take steps contradicting their desire to be compassionate and loyal. However, it's precisely the ability to make such challenging decisions during critical moments while maintaining human decency that defines a true leader. Nietzsche's philosophy again provides valuable insights into this process. His renowned concept of the will to power emphasizes that real overcoming involves not suppressing others, but conquering one's own limitations. Those who can set challenging goals and achieve them without losing inner balance are capable not only of attaining success, but inspiring others. Take, for instance, the story of renowned author J.K. Rowling. Her first Harry Potter novel was rejected by numerous publishers. Nevertheless, she persisted, believing in her dream and overcoming internal doubts and fears of failure. This internal resilience allowed her not only to publish the book, but also to create an entire literary universe, inspiring millions worldwide. Similarly, consider Elon Musk, who repeatedly faced bankruptcy, risking everything for his ideas. Musk was never afraid of risk, but consistently maintained internal confidence in his principles and goals. It was precisely his ability to overcome himself during the most stressful and pressurized moments that transformed him into one of the most influential entrepreneurs of our time. Ultimately, true overcoming isn't a battle against other people or external circumstances. It's daily self-improvement, the ability to keep moving forward even when everything around seems impossible. It's understanding that real strength always emerges from within us. In a world where victory often belongs not only to the most decisive, but also to the most flexible, it is crucial to understand that the ability to adapt and make wise decisions is just as important as inner strength and determination. The skill of responding wisely to change and spotting opportunities where others see obstacles paves the way to genuine and sustainable success. Consider the business world. Many successful companies reach the top precisely because they adapt flexibly to constantly changing markets. When a business model stops working, leaders don't waste time on regret and complaints. Instead, they swiftly decide to alter their strategy. Netflix, for example, transitioned from renting DVDs to online streaming, allowing it not only to survive, but to become a market leader in entertainment. Similar flexibility and wisdom can be observed in personal life. Imagine someone losing their job due to a sudden crisis. Instead of succumbing to despair, they view the situation as a chance to change their life and pursue something entirely new. Perhaps they've always dreamed of starting their own business, engaging in creative pursuits, or moving to another city. The ability to see problems as opportunities and leverage them defines true wisdom in decision-making. Nietzsche's philosophy also touches upon this theme, emphasizing that adaptability is not a sign of weakness, but rather an expression of genuine strength. He advocated continuously re-evaluating one's views and actions, stressing that only this way can an individual truly grow and overcome their limitations. The story of Steve Jobs again illustrates such wisdom and flexibility. After being fired from his own company, Apple, Jobs didn't break down, but instead founded a new company and created several revolutionary products. Later, he returned to Apple, bringing fresh ideas and approaches that elevated the company to an entirely new level. His success wasn't just due to ambition and determination, but also his remarkable ability to adapt to changing circumstances. Another illustrative example is Lego. In the late 1990s, the company faced near bankruptcy due to competition with digital entertainment. Instead of continuing down the same path, Lego radically changed its approach, partnering with popular franchises and launching successful video games and films. This transformation saved the brand and propelled it to new heights of popularity. Thus, the essential skill for successful people and companies is maintaining internal resilience while remaining open to change and innovation. True flexibility isn't abandoning principles and values, but adapting them to new realities while preserving one's core identity. The world doesn't stand still, and only those willing to change with it can not only survive, but also achieve sustainable success while maintaining human dignity and respect from others. As we conclude our journey through the philosophy of success and adaptation, it becomes clear that the most crucial factor in achieving victory is mindfulness and inner harmony. Genuine success is never the result of chance or mere luck. It arises from the ability to make conscious decisions grounded in deep self-awareness and an understanding of the world around us. There comes a moment in everyone's life when one must pause and ask oneself, why am I striving for success? If the goal is merely material wealth or superficial recognition, success becomes fleeting and hollow. True fulfillment comes only from success built on the solid foundation of personal growth, ethics, and profound inner beliefs. Nietzsche's philosophy teaches us that the greatest achievement is not power over others, but power over oneself. Real strength does not lie in dominating and manipulating others, but in the capacity to control one's emotions, overcome weaknesses, and consistently move forward, regardless of circumstances. Consider Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison, yet refused to let hatred and resentment destroy his character. His ability to forgive and unite a nation after his release demonstrated that true power and greatness stem from inner strength and moral resilience. Mandela showed that authentic leadership is about inspiring and leading others, not through fear, but through respect and optimism. Another compelling example is Oprah Winfrey, whose life began in poverty and hardship. Despite numerous challenges, she never lost faith in herself or compromised her principles. Her success was built on a genuine desire to inspire and help others realize their potential. Oprah has proven that success based on ethics and personal growth is the most sustainable and meaningful. These stories remind us that the key to genuine success is mindfulness and inner development. Every person can change their life and impact the world positively if they start with changing themselves. True strength is not about defeating others, but about conquering one's fears, weaknesses, and limitations. In conclusion, let this story serve as an inspiration for everyone who reads it. Do not fear going against the current. Remain true to your principles, learn to be flexible, and continuously grow. This is the only way to achieve success that brings true joy and fulfillment. Remember, it is conscious choice and continuous self-improvement that turn dreams into reality, allowing us to live a full and meaningful life.